Sad to report that it's not looking great for my Stars prediction.
Your Stars?
My Dallas Stars.
Oh, gosh.
And Eric Haula, who was on that Magic Golden Knights team, has joined another team where he has to be Magic again, ends it in overtime. Now, am I surprised that the Dallas Stars can't score goals? No, I'm not surprised. That's been a problem all year. What I am surprised about, first off, is that everybody's writing them off like it's over.
It is.
Here are the standings.
It's not good.
Here are the standings. Nashville's played 52 games. They have 58 points. Dallas has 51 games, 55 points. It's not over. It's not over. Should have.
Tough.
Would have been great if they'd won. Would have been super good. Thanks for helping your boy Adam out. But what's shocking to me, most shocking to me, is the fact that Dallas Stars fans don't seem to like this team. I get messages from Dallas all the time. They're like, this team sucks. Don't even, he's like, what? A few people that I talk to all the time about the Stars are like, listen, I don't know where the newfound love for the Stars came from, but this team isn't very good and you shouldn't like them.
They're injured to hell, though.
Like a billion injuries, and you're right there. You're right there.
Adam.
Yes?
Do you want some hope?
I want some hope.
I've been waiting.
Do that.
I've been waiting to give you some hope.
I'm ready.
I feel like you need it.
I need it.
Tyler Seguin was activated off of IR and is expected to play tonight versus the Panthers.
The really good Florida Panthers. Great.
Yo, the gap in the friggin' Central is wild.
Yeah, 75, 73, 73, 58.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, but Adam, the Dallas Stars still have a positive goal differential and the Preds don't. So you win. You ever see that
playoffs
guy
with a negative goal differential?
He's like way down the podium and he's biting his metal and he's spraying champagne all over the place. That's you. That's a positive goal differential. Yeah, that's you.
You got to take your wins where you can get them.
Why did you believe in the Dallas Stars so badly?
You mean, why do I believe in the Dallas Stars?
Why did you hate the Preds?
I think you hated the Preds' chances more than you like the Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah. So listen, Dallas got first off, it's easy to cheer for a team that had their whole team wiped out with COVID. Like really, it's easy to cheer for that. You know, you look at the Canucks. You can't hate the Canucks. Look what they've done. Like they came back and they won 2 straight games against the number 1 team in the division. That's pretty cool.
All right.
Dallas, same thing. They missed 2 weeks at the beginning of the season. And it's not like, I mean, we talked about last year in the playoffs, Doug Armstrong and the St. Louis Blues, they'd won the cup and they were out in the first round. And then it came out that 20% of the players had COVID.
Right.
Don't forget the fact that, remember, Eric Stahl didn't want to sit on an extra bike for 2 weeks because he didn't to get traded to Canada because of the 2-week quarantine. Imagine getting COVID and then coming back,
right?
And not playing for 2 weeks on top of that as well, which is what the Stars went through. So there's a lot to cheer for there. I also think, David Poile's being stubborn, and I think he's one of the best GMs there's ever been in the NHL. Let me say that he's been fan-freaking-tastic as the Preds GM. What a run they've had! But this is a deeply, deeply flawed roster. And he should have offloaded certain players to, augment what the future is going to be. Instead, what he's done is he's held tight to whatever they are. And the Carolina Hurricanes are going to steamroll them. Or the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to steamroll them. Or the Florida Panthers are going to steamroll them.
Yeah.
Whoever it is.
You're getting in, though.
They're getting in.
Those games.
I'm so glad you got in. And you know who else got in? You know who else got in, Steve?
Who? Chicago
Blackhawks against the Nashville Predators in 2016. And what happened to them? Steamrolled. 3 goals in 4 games. It's a pointless. There are times, and you guys are not going to like this take. There are times when making the playoffs is actually not beneficial to your team.
Oh,
9th is not beneficial to your team.
You really galaxy brain this one.
Take last year's Habs, for example. Wait, no, sorry. Take last year's Blackhawks, for example. Wait, shit. Sorry, guys, I'm bad at this.
They didn't make that's a different circumstance. You can't use
well.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's what I'd say. And it's not that making the playoffs it's never bad. It's amazing. It's great. But you look at how many years in a row. Remember after the lockout, Steve, the Leafs missed the playoffs by a point 2 seasons in a row?
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Steve remembers.
Good for them? Was that good? Did we have a good time with that? Miss and then have a mid-round draft pick that they fucked up each time?
It's terrible.
No. So this is the thing. If Dallas beats Nashville to this race, Nashville will have hung on to Ekholm and Granlund and all these other guys. And for what?
Mm-hmm.
And even if they have, even if they have, and they make it, and they hung on to these guys, they're not going anywhere. What are you doing? Like he could have retooled with the amount of movement there's going to be this year. Poyle had a chance to retool and make this Nashville team formidable and find a goal scorer. Call Columbus, get Patrick Laine now. That's what they should do. Because that's what they're honestly. Otherwise, they're a pretty strong team. Pecorino is going to be gone. They're going to have a good goalie. They're going to be ready to go.
You know who shouldn't? Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think you should take the magic beans and roll the dice with the playoffs every time.
Yeah.
Like I understand rebuilding because that's the decision you got to make at the trade deadline, I guess. If it's not at the beginning of the season, like you wait till the trade deadline and then you kick in the rebuild. But if it doesn't push their franchise back and like the rebuild back a couple of years, then you take the role of
I just think they could retool this offseason with the amount of changes that are coming. And if they drop some salary, because they are one of the teams that are going to be harder hit by COVID, they drop not necessarily directly, but I mean financially. If they drop some salary and give themselves some wriggle room, because you're not going to drop the Duchesne contract and you're not going to drop the Johansson contract, you might actually have an opportunity to bring in some players that are going to augment this team and make it good. Now, I'm not saying David Poyle can't figure that out. He's pretty smart, but I'm just not a big fan of them going for it. And Dallas needs to make it because it's a great story. That's why.
Right. I think it's a very interesting conversation. I feel conflicted about it because I don't know when is the right time to pull the shoot when you're one of the in-between teams. Like when you're the 12 through 24 team in the league, like in a given year, and then you come back the next season. I don't know when you say, okay, we're going to rebuild, or okay, we're going to build on top of what we have. Like it's such like a thing that's like teetering in sports in terms of a franchise. When like, how does the GM know? Is like, okay, do we go for it? Do we not go for it? So that's why it's very interesting that you're siding with Nashville.
The way I look at it, Jesse, from that perspective is, remember when the Leafs made it in 16-17 and they were in that, they were just squeaked in, right?
Oh, yeah.
But they were on the up. They were clearly getting better. The Nashville Predators have clearly gotten worse. So when you're on your way down and you're in that position, that's when I say, I'm not saying rebuild, retool.
They're not as good as their Stanley Cup Finals years, but they're still a team that can compete and can make the playoffs.
I'm surprised they didn't do anything.
Right.
I'm surprised with that.
Yeah.
But
how do you know when it's to tear it down, though?
I mean, okay, so a bunch of teams made the bet that David Poyle did. And as far as I can tell, Poyle was the only one who was right.
Yeah, it's true.
So I don't know if that's a sign he was lucky or a sign that he's just smarter than your average bear.
I think he's smarter.
Because like the Blackhawks were kind of a fringe team, and they made a bunch of moves. Not necessarily buying or selling, but they made a bunch of moves. The Stars, remember all the Alexiak rumors?
Mm-hmm.
No, we're going to hold on to them. And at the time, it looked like they were going to make it. Not so much. The Coyotes, this one gives me stomach ulcers. They're not, I mean, it'd be very, very unlikely that they're going to make it. They got 50 points to the Blues 53, but the Blues have played 3 fewer games. So now the Blues are going to make the 4th seed, make the playoffs, and Binnington is going to epically fuck up and challenge Robin Lehner to a fight and just not have a good time. Right?
I saw a tweet the other day. Someone needs to fight Binnington just to shut him up. Like,
just give him his fight.
Yeah, like let him fight. Like, just fight someone. Get it out of your system.
Fight. Well,
he's just
Fleury
like
would do it too.
He's like that annoying friend of the bully that comes in. So there's the big hulking bully who beats everybody up, and then there's like this guy who's like a 1930s like cartoon villain who's like, yeah, tell him, Cliff. And he's just this like wiener, and I don't know, like, why are you acting like this, Binnington? Come on, just make the playoffs and be good. You guys are good.
I regret so much not getting to play him at NHL in the summer.